Hi everyone, good morning, good evening. Today is Sunday and it's a quite a stormy evening here where I am in the Philippines. But again, thank you so much for joining me. This will be something that will be beneficial for all of you, especially for those who are in the BPO industry. And again, probably before I continue, if there are any questions or any assistance that you need regarding the subject matters that I'm discussing here, feel free to avail of my free consultation. You can reach out to me anytime. And I know some of you guys have been reaching out to me, and I answer your queries almost in real time. So, again, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. So, probably before we start, I'd like to share the secret of happiness. I have an acronym for that, which is FTE. F stands for forgive, T stands for thank God, and E is what I call the daily physical kaizen, or E stands for exercise. So that's the key to happiness, at least from my point of view. So the topic right now, again, as I mentioned, will be focused on how do we compute savings arising from our projects. Just remember, guys, that every project that we do is all about the customer. So make the customers happy, and eventually it will make you happy. As easy as that. It's like playing basketball. So whenever you do projects, it's really important that we take note of its impact. Like for example, if we are selling, let's say you're selling computers, and to sell one computer, you probably need this amount of money to be able to sell one. However, based on the adjustments that you did, arising from your experiences, feedback from your boss, etc., instead of spending this to sell one computer, you're now just spending this to sell one computer, right? So this now becomes your savings. And let's say you can sell 100 computers per month, then practically your savings will be this amount times 100. And if you multiply that by 12, you get your annualized savings, right? So it now impacts the profitability of your business or of your process. As simple as that, guys. So I remember during the time when I was starting, I have this project which is about cross-selling. And our goal then was for every 100 calls that come in to our call center, at least we should be able to cross-sell to 10 of the 100. So that is 10%, right? And when we started, during the first 3 months, we were just doing practically 0%. So definitely that will impact how the clients look at us. It impacts our reputation and our ability to fulfill the requirements of the client, right? And as I mentioned, everything is about the client, the customer, right? So to cut the long story short, we created a lot of trial and learning. We listened to 1,000 calls until eventually, finally, we were able to figure out the root cause why we are unable to sell. So we found out that we should first be satisfying the customer before we are able to pitch in our cross-selling script. So, and sometimes, whenever we are doing that, it sounded robotic. It's not coming from the heart. And customers use that part of their brain, which is at the emotional level. When you satisfy their emotions, then it's now easier for them to buy, because most of the time, when logic comes into the picture, people won't buy, right? Take yourself, for example. You might have bought the latest iPhone. It's very expensive, but it's all about status. It's all about the emotion, the happiness that you feel whenever you're holding your new iPhone, right? Uh, but experiment on this. Put in logic, for example. Maybe your logical mind will tell you you might as well buy a cheaper phone. Anyway, the functions are practically the same, right? But again, that emotional part in us comes into the picture, and that's what that's why it's making you happy whenever you are holding the new iPhone. It improves your status, etc. Again, going back to the topic, as I mentioned earlier, so I would repeat that if before you need this amount of money to sell one computer, and because of some adjustments, feedback that you applied, etc., it will now only cost you this to sell one computer, then this is your savings. So what are we talking about here? So to put it simply, uh, the impact of the project is about computing first for how much you spend to do the job. And let's say after applying some improvements, making your process better, the cost of operations is now reduced, then the difference would now be the project benefit. As simple as that, guys. Again, the purpose of this conversation that we are having right now is for you to be able to speak about these matters, uh, taking away all the complications. Because if you look at the books, definitely you will read about hard savings, soft savings, impact on the P&L, etc., EBIT, all of those stuff. You can learn that at your own free time. But what's important, and the goal of this video series, is to empower you, all of you, to be able to converse on this with confidence. And when clients hear all about that you are able to explain things very simply, then it improves your reputation, right? And the more confidence that you gain, the higher it is now for you to seek further learning. And that's where workshops would come into the picture, right? And yeah, you can consult me. I can explain this all of this to you in a simple manner, and we can apply what you have at work, and I can provide insights and inputs how you can better deal with customers, how you can better present your project. Because most of the time, and probably all the time, the projects that are prioritized are those projects with the higher business impact. We're talking about here, the higher the savings, the more priority your project would be. And again, it's those projects are meant to delight the customers, and the prerequisite to that is you should be able to present a business case for your project to be started. I'll pause for a few seconds, and maybe you can digest this. So again, guys, uh, what's important to remember is that Lean Six Sigma is very easy. It's not about memorizing things. It's all about you being able to apply your stock knowledge and being able to converse in a way that is very natural, unscripted, just like this conversation that we are having. It is impromptu, no script, no rehearsals, etc. Uh, this video is happening in one take. So, and So that would be it, guys. Feel free to consult me. It's very easy. And especially in the BPO industry, a lot of projects are centered into reducing average handling time. That's very good because the lesser average handling time, the more an agent can take calls, and that would now improve service level. And I'm sure all of you guys have one way or the other experienced some issues on service level. And AHT is one of the major influencer of service level. So, and the impact of that is that an agent is now more productive. So we pay the agent a certain salary, right? And the more calls that he or she can take means better return on investment for the company. And on the agent's part, what's in it for them, the better your HT is, the better your annual evaluation would be. And more good evaluation means probably better opportunity to grow in the company. And that's what I did, guys. And that's what I wanted you to learn too. That's the goal of this video series. I wanted to help you. I wanted to help the industry. And we can do this together. All right, guys? All right. Stay safe, guys. Thank you. God bless.